and welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today, the trusted choice for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday on YouTube, and previewing and reviewing the latest shows from WWE, AEW, New Japan, and everything in between every Saturday, coming to you on a Sunday, um, on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I'm, of course, your host, James Shea, alongside Kaliko Yachts.
I mean, be better than me. Don't try to go to Lucha Vavoom and then realize that Lucha Vavoom ain't happening.
It's happening in 3 weeks, but not the day you went.
Oh yeah, I learned that. I rolled up. I'm like, why it's so dark? Like, why the fuck is it so dark? We were like, where's everybody at? Is there a hidden entrance? And then, oh, never mind. We fucked up. We fucked up. We fucked up.
Lesson learned. Look at the tickets.
Yeah, hella lesson learned.
Well, it was a good week for Wrestling Brit, excluding Kaliko Yachts for his Lucha Vavoom incident.
Bad Dora the Explorer moment.
Yeah. On the map, on the map, on the map.
On the map, on the ticket, on the ticket.
Last week on the show, we interviewed Blackout. Fantastic interview, fantastic individual. Our second ever interview from Brazil. Definitely cannot recommend it enough if you haven't already checked it out. Go into the archives and listen. That brings us to this upcoming Tuesday and Wednesday. We are back at full strength. We got 2 interviews for you, Tuesday and Wednesday. On Tuesday, we have Lou O'Farrell on the show, the queen of North Shore Pro Wrestling. We talk about recent matches against Mercedes Martinez and Tessa Blanchard. We talk about wrestling in the ring. We talk about being the queen. We even talk some anime as well. So definitely an incredible interview that you should go check out. And then this upcoming Wednesday I should say, we have Morgan McClay. From my neck of the woods, or Kaliko's neck of the woods I should say, San Diego, California. We talk about changing up his gear, retiring the kilt. We talk about his current rivalry with Jeff Roth and trying to get rid of him. Matches with some big names, and a interesting encounter with a mountain lion. So you definitely don't want to miss that as well. But don't take my word for it. Here's some clips now. Yes, the rain definitely made the pictures a lot more dramatic.
Yes, they do.
Just wrestling in the rain generally is, dangerous. But considering you had hardware, weapons, I imagine that it made things even more dangerous. Considering, there's more added elements. No.
Yes, and there were some spots where Zach would climb on chairs, holding me into powerbomb position, and so it was. I had to trust that boy a lot in order to do all those spots we did. But he pulled it out. Zach is a very safe worker, and I trusted him, and we went with all those crazy spots. And I mean, he's so much bigger than I am, and so strong. And I am a small woman. I'm like 5'4", and I weigh like 120 pounds. So I was nothing for him. It would hit me like a rag doll. So it was easy for him to carry me around, even if it were dangerous conditions. So it definitely made everything more dangerous with the weapons and all. But sometimes those weapons save you from from doing like wrestling spots. Just use those weapons instead. So maybe it's safer in a way.
I go to open my car door, and you know that feeling of like, got a little quieter. Why is that the case? And I turn around to scan my surroundings, and that's when I notice the resident mountain lion walking down the road towards where I'm parked.
Oh no.
Yeah, and this thing was already within the distance of, if I do anything startling and try to open my car door, it's going to run at me. So I just, I don't want to show, I don't want to freak out and make it scared so it comes and attacks me. So I stop moving and I just watch it. We look at each other while he's walking closer. He stops a good couple feet away. And I'm no better than a lot of people on the internet who talk about, looking at a dangerous animal and thinking, oh, no, it's okay, I can domesticate it. Because in my tired state of mind, I crouch down and do the that you do to all cats. And as soon as it left my mouth, my thought was, what the fuck are you doing?
Alright, and then on the 12th we have Steve Argentino. On the 13th we have Matt Amato. On the 19th we have Romeo, and on the 20th we have Funny Bone. So yes, August already heating up, if it wasn't hot already, baking in Southern California. So yeah, since we're done putting ourselves over, it is a great day for wrestling, because we're wrestling with the news. And not so good news for El Grande Americano and Soluca, as apparently Speed has been cancelled. I don't think that it necessarily had the traction that it was looking for. I don't think anybody woke up on a Wednesday and said, I can't wait to do some Speed, except Tony Khan. Different kind of Speed though. But yeah, there hasn't been a new episode since July 9th, with fuels speculation that the partnership with X may be over. Kalika?
I mean, he's built on ketamine, so God knows what's going to happen. I mean, just change of the dime. I mean, who knows? But then again, Speed, it was kind of a concept that really wasn't going to work, because usually you want matches to tell a story, and you really can't tell a story in 3 minutes or less. So there's that factor.
I get that. I mean, you could still have a semi-decent match in 3 minutes. It's just kind of... I just don't think that it maybe got the traction or the exposure that people was looking for. I mean, it wasn't for the lack of exposure. I mean, I want to say mostly everybody has Twitter/X. But like, if you're not necessarily looking for it, you're not necessarily going to find it. Am I wrong about that?
Nah, it's just that Twitter is kind of, most people see it as a cesspool anyway, so it's iffy at best, and no one really watches episodes of anything on X. I mean, unless you're just really alt-right, but other than that, I mean, I can't recall of anything showing in full form, because everything's about clips and views.
Right.
So if it's not getting the views, it's doomed from start. But you can't get a view. Usually views and clips, unless it's like telling a story of what happened within 3 minutes, that's a whole different story than trying to tell a whole match in 3 to 5 minutes.
And I mean, the full on videos of Speed are like 5 minutes in total. And I mean, that doesn't seem like a lot of time whatsoever, but in social media terms, that's like a 3 hour movie. So, I mean, it's hard to even condense, people don't, on Twitter or on social media in general, don't really have the attention span to watch a 5 minute video, despite it only being 5 minutes, which is a sad thing to say.
Right. But that's just, but humans in general, our attention spans are hella short. So everything is in clips, and it's usually a minute to two. It's not really like a, 3 minute clip. Because it's either people who like long form or short form. And short form is at best like 30 to 45 seconds, maybe a minute. That's why everybody's talking fast. Follow me on the, like that. I'm sorry to sound Hindu, but that ain't my. That wasn't the. That wasn't the.
I'm sorry, but what was we talking about?
Speed being canceled.
Yeah. Maybe they'll come back with a TikTok version that's 45 seconds.
Oh God, no.
And I'm just sad that Sol Ruka doesn't have 2 belts anymore.
I mean, she still got 2 belts. It's just they haven't showed an episode in a hot minute.
Well, I mean, you're the champion of a show that does not exist anymore.
I mean, as of now.
I mean, maybe YouTube will pick it up, but I mean, they're not getting like millions of dollars to do that.
Well, I mean, I would think they would still record it and just put it on their YouTube channel.
I guess so, but I mean, if it's not really benefiting anybody, then why do it at all?
Good point. That is a good point.
Speaking of benefiting nobody, Alberto Del Rio was he lost a loser leaves AAA match on
No, more like he got fucked.
But I mean, I'm using the politically correct phrase right now. But yeah, basically he got fired. Loser leaves AAA match. I mean, he fulfilled his contractual duties, on I give WWE credit for not just, outright firing him and not kind of giving him that conclusive and decisive ending. But it doesn't necessarily end there. People within WWE are actually pushing for Alberto Del Rio to make a return to the main roster. I highly doubt that would ever happen. He does seem very problematic, as he has in the past. And he doesn't seem like he's calmed down. I mean, maybe he has. I haven't seen like any interviews or, personality tests on him recently, but I don't think he's calmed down in this general sense like CM Punk has in the recent years. What say you on Del Rio being considered to be called back up to the main roster?
The reason Del Rio is not CM Punk because CM Punk had people chanting his name even though he was gone for a decade.
Right.
Totally different. If Alberto Del Rio was a draw, they would swallow their pride.
Was Alberto Del Rio a draw back in the day?
Was he? Good question.
I mean, I dare for you to mention 2011 into 2013 without ever bringing Alberto Del Rio's name up. I mean, he won the Royal Rumble and the Money in the Bank in the same year. He was a multiple time WWE champion. He main evented WrestleMania at one point. Um,
Yeah, I guess they wanted him to be the Mexican savior, and they realized he wasn't because he was boring. Remember, Punk told him he was boring. Destiny.
um, I never thought it was that he was boring. I always felt that it was that he had a bad attitude. You know, I believe the reason he got fired was he slapped somebody backstage. Um, so I mean, you can't necessarily have your talent slapping, employees just when they kind of feel like it. Even if they do deserve it or not. And obviously, all of the problematic things that happened with Paige, and then you have everything that happened with him outside of WWE. That is very, very problematic. You know what I mean?
I mean, you can say that, but all that would be forgiven if he was a draw.
And I guess you're right about that. I mean, all was forgiven with Hulk Hogan. Um, when he came back, maybe by the company, definitely not by the fans. That being said, in Florida, um, August 1st was pronounced Hulk Hogan Day, brother. You were encouraged to take your vitamins, say your prayers, sleep with your best friend's wife, and say something racist. So,
And just make sure videos ain't around.
right. um, aren't you supposed to have somebody's day when they're actually alive? That's normally how I know it to be. Unless they're making it a national holiday, which I highly doubt they are. Delico?
Yeah, but then again, when you got Bubba the Love Sponge out there yelling, "Oh yeah, I shouldn't have had Hogan sleep with my wife," after the fact. I just offered it to him because he was in a down place. Like, wait, what?
Um,
Like, yeah,
yeah. hmm
that part. But yeah, that's some freaky ass people.
Well, you could say that WWE made good on a proper acknowledgement of Hulk Hogan's passing. Did a nice tribute for him. Um, Even New Japan did a tribute to Hulk Hogan on one of their tour shows for the G1. That was a pretty nice tribute as well. AEW was very much criticized for not acknowledging Hulk Hogan's passing whatsoever when they had, acknowledged other wrestlers' passings that had nothing, that was never associated with the company, which kind of prompted them to have a very condensed and small segment where Tony Schiavone mentioned Hulk Hogan's passing on Collision. Um, not necessarily. I wouldn't necessarily say that it was too appraisal of Hulk Hogan. It kind of sidestepped sidestepped it and kind of just, he was a human being that had a family, and your thoughts and prayers should be with the family. Um, should AEW have done a little bit more? Just kind of have at the beginning of the show, the passing of Hulk Hogan. Were they right or were they kind of wrong for what they did?
I mean, it's iffy because they don't have history with Hogan. I mean, the people at the company has had history with Hogan, but AEW as a company doesn't. So it's not. It was. I mean, if they acknowledged them, be happy that they acknowledged them. I mean, honestly, it wouldn't have mattered because the onus is on WWE to make that tribute because that's who he is most synonymous with.
I mean, true, but I mean, when even New Japan and I want to say TNA did something for them. I don't know. When they kind of go out of their way
But
to acknowledge people.
he's been with all of those companies, so it makes sense that TNA and New Japan would do something because he's been there.
True, but for better or worse, Hulk Hogan was the biggest pro wrestler in the world. You know,
I get it. I get it because it's almost like how can I put this? It's like when Kobe died, the onus was on the NBA to do it to express his passing, right? Everyone else doing it was more extra, if that makes sense.
I gotcha.
And not saying that it's not warranted. If it didn't happen, no one would have been like, "Hey, you didn't do," you know what I mean?
Right.
So that I guess I get it in that regard. Like prime example, Kobe died. The NBA did something, but the onus was on the Lakers the most to do the most. If that makes sense.
Right.
Like the NBA, like Miami can acknowledge it, but he didn't play for them, so it's not like they can do anything to make it right for the Bryant family. If that makes sense.
No, it does. Um, Earlier this week, WWE Unreal made its debut on Netflix. Um, some might say it's controversial. Some love it, some hate it. Some thinks it's exposing the business. Um, I definitely have some thoughts. I'm only 3 out of the 5 episodes in, but I kind of already have an opinion and kind of decided what I feel about Unreal. I don't know if you've seen it or if you have an opinion on it, Kaliko.
I haven't seen it. However, I already have had it. I mean, Twitter in itself has already had it. Um, but I kind of the well, I'll let you go first because me personally, I think what my opinion of it is it might be totally different than yours.
Okay. Well, so the key thing that is supposed to make this different is that they're letting us into Gorilla and the integral workings of WWE and how they decide who goes over and how they produce matches and yada yada. Um, and it's supposed to be this taboo thing, and I get that, but I don't feel like they showed us anything that we don't really already know as pro wrestling fans, and things that we kind of haven't already saw on on documentaries. maybe they give us a little bit here and there just to kind of say, hey, this is, how we do things. Um, but it's funny, but I think the best word to describe Unreal is kayfabe. It's, they're letting you in, but also keeping kayfabe at the same time. Because those little, and this is just how I feel, and I feel like this is accurate. It's worked. These aren't real occurrences that actually happen backstage. These are worked up occurrences that they used to make a documentary. It's just as scripted as an episode of Raw or SmackDown. And I mean, the biggest case in point I'll make with this is they showed the Royal Rumble, and they showed, how things were going on backstage during the Royal Rumble. Well, what was the most newsworthy backstage moment coming out of the Royal Rumble? Drew McIntyre hooting and hollering and yelling that LA Knight, had messed up the spot because he had to get his shit in. There was no mention of Drew McIntyre. There was no video of McIntyre. There was no view of LA Knight. If you're doing an quote-unquote unreal, show, that's an unscripted and unplanned thing that actually happened. And they didn't show that. So they're controlling the narrative of what they want you to see in their controlled way, which is pretty much a WWE thing, no?
Me personally, when I saw it, I never saw it, but when I heard it, I equated it to, and I don't know, most people don't understand it, Hard Knocks, right? I don't think you've ever seen Hard Knocks, right?
I don't know what
so Hard Knocks is like the NFL version of Unreal, where they're kind of taking you in the locker room, showing you what players are on the bubble of getting cut, how they come up with who they draft, and blah 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 blah, and yada yada yada. And to me, I just looked at it like it's just a smoke and mirror for what's going on, because the same way the NFL teams that do Hard Knocks allow you to do it to a certain point, that's what WWE's doing. They're allowing you to do it to a certain point. They're allowing access to a certain point. Because I think most people are more worried about the fact that about the happenings of, like, prime example, one thing I heard about is the Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte thing. We kind of knew that was a thing, so it makes sense that the video would be deemed like fake.
Right, because we had conflicting reports on that. I haven't got to that episode yet, but somebody said that it was 100% a work, and it was scripted, and everybody knew what was going to be said and what happened. I don't think that they accounted for the Chicago fans being so loud and drawing off Charlotte. But now they're saying, oh, it wasn't, Tiffany went in for business to herself. It's just conflicting narratives. But, I could maybe make the case that they made it that way just to create some drama on the show. Controlled drama.
I think they're just controlling access to what people want, they're allowing people to see to make it either garner attention or sympathy to a wrestler or a particular person.
The one thing.
And
Oh, continue.
and to me, that's no different than what they did in Hard Knocks. They had a player that people were like, "Oh my God, yeah, I'm really rooting for this guy or that guy," or you know.
Yeah.
So it's no different in that regard.
No, I get
So I mean, so I, so to me, and to me, it's no different than what. And I see some wrestlers saying it take away the mystique, but to be quite honest, all these podcasters and podcasts telling people what happened back then and the behind the scenes of back then, what's the difference between us doing that and them doing it on TV?
I think the only difference is that this is very much brand new. This was literally 6 months ago, the beginning of this year, where
That's true.
gee, I wonder what happened in the Montreal screw job. Well, that was 25 years ago, so we could have the real true story now. I mean, even though it's been done to death, but you get my point. Just using that as an example. I the only if I had one gripe about it or one critique, this shouldn't have been on Netflix. This should have been on Peacock, a Peacock exclusive, because as we kind of all know, a lot of people are watching WWE for the first time on Netflix. Um, it's kind of like, you know, hearing about Santa Claus for the first time. And if you're coming in like 6 months after you debut on Netflix and you're like, well, all of this is a work, it's all scripted, it's all, unreal. For those people that just came in or didn't know that, it kind of kills the magic. And, as wrestling fans, we know that, an integral part of, you know, being a wrestling fan is when you first come in and you wonder, is this real or not? You know what I mean?
I That would be a thing, but the problem is that suspense is already gone because when you got wrestlers posting, prime example, the women's division posting videos with each other on TikTok, like, and so that suspension has already been gone. Like the advent of social media has shown has kind of dissipated that.
Well, maybe, I mean, WWE's and they have Netflix in third world countries where they don't have TikTok and X, so maybe they don't see those things.
Bullshit. There's cats in Africa that's got a fucking man. Look. You remember them kids that was in Nigeria sitting up there, goddamn, making videos of Roman Reigns' entrances. Come on, bro. Like they have access. Everyone has. They may not have running water, but they got the goddamn internet.
So the them bushmen from Africa have iPhones, is what you're saying?
I'm telling you, bro. Shit, I'm telling you, bro.
Um, One might say that this is an unreal thing that happened. Vince McMahon was in a car crash. A Drake car crash, from what I've heard. He rammed into somebody from the back, and somebody came in from the back of him and hit him as well. It was reported as pretty severe. Luckily, nobody was severely injured. But Vince McMahon does have to appear in court later this month for this car crash. I can only imagine that he laughed his ass off and said, "Well, this is the least of my problems."
Right. So, I mean, but hey, yeah, trust me, the car crash ain't got shit. He'd rather be in that car crashing than a court case. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
Let it be known.
People say, no, this is a very Vince McMahon thing, but I could just make the argument that this is just a 75-year-old thing. Like, I mean, how is Vince McMahon still driving and he's well into his 70s, going on his 80s?
You could be 80 and have a license, bro. That ain't got shit to do with it. How else will he keep? How else is he gonna separate himself from Linda, bro?
I mean, he has a limo driver, doesn't he?
He's got moves to make. Sometimes they want to drive they expensive car to Martha's Vineyard.
The funny part is, before this report came out, I don't even remember hearing about Vince McMahon driving. Like, I wasn't aware he knew how to drive.
Oh no, he knows how to drive. That motherfucker be driving.
I think. Okay, I'll say this. He drove his car into Monday Night Raw when Stone Cold put the concrete in it. There was that. But that was literally it. It was all limos after that. Well, if something...
But I'm just...
Yeah.
But hey, but shit, he's trying to lay low, keep a low profile. Maybe that was what they were doing. They were expecting him to have chauffeurs. And he's like, drive by himself, no one sees him. All tinted windows. Not paying attention on the freeway. Vincent.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if this
texting and driving?
Wouldn't it be hilarious if this was the thing that finally drew Vince McMahon in jail? Like, out of all the serious allegations he's got out of, but like a mundane car crash landed him his first time in jail.
Nah, he ain't gonna jump in no damn car crashes. It's just, it ain't happening. But
no, it's not. What is happening is the Wyatt 6 is getting a haunted house at Universal Studios this October for the fun houses or the haunted houses. I want to say that this is maybe a big thing for WWE. Kind of rolling over into, theme park, stuff. What say you? Is the Wyatt 6 getting a haunted house at Universal Studios a big W for WWE?
I mean, is it Orlando or is it California Adventure?
That is a good question. I don't know.
Because I would have maybe. I would think it's a good thing. It just depends on where.
It's always been WWE's thing to kind of branch out into, in other media. And, I mean, this could be, a potential for a WWE ride at a Universal Studios or, something of that nature. Just kind of see how that goes.
I mean, damn the theme park. Bring back the restaurant. I was too young to go, and I really wanted to go to that house. Bring back the goddamn restaurant.
From what I heard, the food was not good at the restaurant.
I just want to go to experience, bro. I mean, because go there and have a hardcore match for crying out loud. WWE After Dark, wouldn't it?
I mean, I think that the only thing that came out of that restaurant was Chris Angel, if I'm being completely honest.
Bring it back. I don't care. Bring it back just for me to experience. I'm selfish. Sorry.
And preferably
selfish.
in Los Angeles, 100% San Diego, just for Kaliko's convenience.
Oh no, I'm willing to go to LA. I think LA would be better because there's a lot of shit closing in LA anyway. So I'm like, bring it back in LA. I'll gladly take the train to LA.
You're not wrong. Hopefully you go on the day that it's actually open.
I know, right? You know, make sure y'all give me the right date. Or make sure I read. Read a book! Read a book! Read a motherfucker!
And it is worth it's worth mentioning that AAA standouts Mr. Iguana and Psycho Clown made their SmackDown debut on Friday against El Fantasmo Digado Valencia Sarantino. In a losing effort, clearly, but both of them got a big pop. Mr. Iguana even bigger pop than Psycho Clown, but that was to be expected. No.
I mean, he's got the most popular thing in the world is in Layeska. And did you see the video of Santino hitting a Cobra on Layeska?
Yes, I did.
That was crazy because kids were legit crying. Like, you killed the motherfucker. Like, oh, shit. That's the only thing I love about wrestling. We talk all this shit about suspended belief, but a motherfucking puppet gets assassinated and everybody's like, what the fuck?
I mean,
like, what the fuck?
Santino's making the rounds. He had a match against Ethan Page on
Ethan Page.
Yeah, and like
NXT, yeah.
Good on Ethan Page. He sold that like a motherfucker, if I'm being completely honest.
Of course he did. He sold it like he got bit by a real goddamn snake.
And I mean, that's how you're
Someone needs to suck the venom out. Suck the venom out. Someone should be sucking the venom out. I heard it. As staff letting them sit there and die. Bad homie staff. How you treat your champion. Anyway.
Alright. That will conclude our coverage of the news. And now a quick word from our sponsors. So,
Rogue Energy, the only gaming drink company in the world with 4 unique product lines to suit your task at hand, whether it be juices, shakes, smoothies, and everything else in between. Their low-calorie, no-sugar energy formula is the perfect alternative to sugar-filled canned energy drinks and sodas. Their extreme formula provides the most energy, focus, and sports performance possible. Their hydration line offers focus, ingredients without the added caffeine. Drink it anytime you're thirsty. And their shake formula is so delicious. Who doesn't love a cookies and cream, 0-calorie energy milkshake? First and foremost, they've designed every Rogue product line with performance and effectiveness in mind. It is critical that you look at the nutrition panels of drinks when comparing options. There are countless off-brands out there that are presenting low-quality, poorly dosed formulas that amount to expensive caffeine water. Every formula they produce is designed with optimal levels of high-quality ingredients. Additionally, you won't find a powdered gaming drink brand that dissolves better. No need to have chalky textures in your drink. Their taste profiles are unmatched, specifically designed for gamers, athletes, students, entrepreneurs, people with hectic schedules, individuals with low energy, podcasters who can't shut up, people who are health conscious, and so much more. Great as both a pre-workout and as a coffee energy drink replacement. Specifically designed every Rogue product line to be the best gaming drink on the planet. Rogue Energy, more focus, more wins.
Use promo code WrestlingWithE for 10% off your next purchase. And we are wrestling with the G1 Climax 35. Preview, review, all the things. We're in week 2 of the G1 already. There's been some good matches, some interesting matches, a couple of upsets. But kinda, let's get into, the review side. The matches that already happened. We have B block action. First from, what day is this? July 26th. Kaliko's prayers were answered. Yoshihashi took an L to Great-O-Khan in 12 minutes and 27 seconds.
Yes, finally. I mean, but that knocks him down a peg,
Finally.
And that's. I mean, I think he's in that thing where he started off hot, and now he about to get his ass. The pressure of performing, like staying in that,
Yeah.
That's what I think is going to happen. The pressure is going to get to him of having to maintain it, and that's what's going to be his undoing.
Well,
look at me.
One would
getting
hope.
all worked up for Yoshihashi just for him to pull a Atlanta Falcons Super Bowl.
I would say one would hope, but you're the one hoping it.
Oh, you goddamn right, I'm hoping it.
El Phantasmo took an L to Zack Sabre Jr. in 19 minutes 20 seconds. Selfishly would have liked to see.
Wait.
Huh?
Well, you knew that was going to happen. 50-50 was not going to be 50-50. He's only the defending champ.
Yeah, I mean, selfishly, I'd like to see Phantasmo win, but, yeah, 50-50's the champion. Can't be losing to...
Well, that would have meant he deserved a title shot, and you know damn well...
Yeah.
You know good damn well. And it is crazy because Sabre Jr.'s in a precarious spot because he's probably the first person to be the defending G1 champion that is also the world champion simultaneously, because usually that person either already had the belt and they already lost it. So yeah, he's in a very precarious situation.
Right. It had usually when you say 50-50, it could go 50 60 or 50-70, or it could definitely teeter-totter at times, but this is literally as 50-50 as it's been getting for him. He lost his first two, he won two more, and then he took a W because of a forfeit. So this is very much as 50-50 as it gets. Like the scales are balanced.
That is his motto. That's Hey, he's living up to the billing we giving him. God damn it.
Soda Uno lost to Ren Narita in 17 minutes 45 seconds. Ren Narita's on a run. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that was. I mean, when you look at B Block, honestly, it's just Gabe Kidd. Everybody getting that forfeit. So everybody's going to at least have at least 2 points minimum. So it's just a matter of how many people can hang on, because there's right now, for people who don't know, there's a 7-way tie in the B Block. So it literally is anybody's game. Even though El Phantasmo and Takagi are behind, they are still in the play.
But I mean, and I'm assuming that because of the Gabe Kidd, forfeit as well. But I mean, if they have to go into, tiebreakers, Ren Narita has a tiebreaker over Zack Sabre Jr. and Sona Uno. So he's in a pretty spot if I do say so myself.
Yeah, he's in a sweet spot. You always want to be in the sweet spot of owning the tiebreaker.
Right.
That is for damn sure. If there's nothing else, be the man holding the tiebreaker, not the
Right.
person praying for a tiebreaker.
Shingo Takagi lost to Kolkutska Takeshita in 23 minutes and 56 seconds. One of the more hard-hitting matches of the tournament so far. Definitely a very memorable match as well. Shingo still didn't get the W, but obviously this was the Takeshita, showcase match. We'll be talking about him a bit later, coming back down to earth. But yeah, I think that this was his shining moment for the G1.
Yes, the one shining moment. Some people's Super Bowl.
Very true. Alright, we got A block action on July 27th. We have Bolton Oleg taking an L to Yota Tsuji in 10 minutes and 3 seconds. This is Oleg's second loss, Tsuji's fourth win. Oleg is at 6 points, Tsuji is at 8. Both Oleg is at 6 points, so Yota Tsuji's at 8 points. I think Tsuji's in a really good position at this point.
Yeah, I mean he's in a good position. The people are wanting him, so that's the biggest key. He could be in a good position, but if the people are happy that he's in a good position, that's what kind of matters.
I mean, out of the new gen of wrestlers that's coming out, he seems to be the most positive on the fan side. He came in as LIJ. His confidence is off the chart. He's definitely got aura behind him, and it does seem like the crowd is 100. I don't want to say 100% behind him, but they're definitely behind him. Like I said, it's his G1 to win at this point.
Yeah, and the people want him, so that's a good thing. Now the question is, who's going to be that formidable opponent that gives him that challenge, sans he makes it out of the A block, or when he makes it out the A block and goes against the B block, his road going to be one where people care,
right?
And that's what really matters.
I mean, if they let Soda do a redemption arc, I think I'll just scream, because the people are not behind him. He's clearly not ready, and Yota Tsuji is just sitting there twiddling his thumbs because obviously he's ready right now, and they just can't see it.
Yeah, that could be the case too. I mean, but he's ready, and they're gonna pull the trigger. It's just a matter. At this point, it's not even a matter of if; it's just a matter of when. When are they gonna,
Right. Callum Newman took a W on David Finlay in 10 minutes and 32 seconds. Newman is at 2 wins, 3 losses, and 4 points. David Finlay's at 1 win and 4 losses. He only has 2 points. I mean, talk about a fall for grace for Finlay. But I think that that's where they're kind of going, is the redemption arc when he gets to Evil. He's only there for that one match, so...
Yeah, he basically the Juice Robinson of this tournament. He's there for 1 win and 1 win only.
Right.
So.
Next match, Taichi lost to Sanada. Taichi's at 2 wins, 3 losses at 4 points. Sanada's at 2 wins, 3 losses, 4 points as well. Weirdly enough, I think this is Sanada's best viewing in a G1, and he's been in the finals.
I mean, it's like I said, God knows what they're doing with him.
I mean, you've seen some of his outfits now.
Yes. So yeah, let's just
Yeah.
move on. I'm kind of slowly sliding into darkness with that guy.
Well, I mean, that's a great segue. King of Darkness, Evil, lost to Yuya Uemura in 13 minutes 42 seconds. Uemura's at 6 points. Evil's at 6 points. Um, Yuya is low-key in a good position to kind of sneak in there. Evil, obviously they want Evil to look strong because he's kind of the guy they're going with right now. But, in a position that makes him look strong, but not, going to win the tournament as well.
Yeah, or I mean, at least be a finalist in the block. One of the two.
Right. And like I said, Yuya could definitely, kind of sneak up on Suchi if he's not careful. He's another guy that seems to be connecting with the fans, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, you always have that, like the guy that you don't see connecting with them, but eventually, as they put out banger matches and giving it a good effort, the people respect it.
Right.
I mean, he could be like the new Ishii, like a tough out. Even though he may not win, he may win, he may lose, but he's going to give it his all.
Yeah. And that brings us to the last match of the 27th, I believe this is. Hiroshi Tanahashi lost to Ryohei Oiwa in 14 minutes, 20 seconds. Tanahashi's at 2 wins, 3 losses, 4 points. Iwa is at 3 wins, 2 losses, 6 points. I mean, Tanahashi's only there to get his 100th G1 tournament win. I believe he already got it, so, he's done for the tournament. He's good.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah.
Loki Oiwa has been a dark horse in this tournament, if I'm being completely honest. Bangers, getting out bangers, and actually picking up, prominent wins as well. I don't know what they're necessarily doing with him, but I feel like they should be doing something with him after this tournament.
I'm pretty sure they will. I'm pretty sure they got something set up for him. Maybe he gets a win against a champion, gets a title shot, and they see where the people go with him.
I don't believe he's wrestled Suchi yet. So if he gets a W on Suchi, you could have a Tokyo Dome Challenge match. You know what I mean?
I mean, you could.
We're back on B Block action from July 30th. We have El Phantasmo taking a L to Great Khan in 14 minutes 50 seconds. Phantasmo's at 4 points. Okan's at 8 points. Okan's in a good position. I was not expecting him to do as well as he did, but I did kind of expect him to get the W on Phantasmo because of the TV championship that Tasmo has.
Yep. That's what we're expecting. So I mean, but maybe they're prolonging it down the road,
True.
Because it's not like everything. I mean, they're still trying to figure out who's going to be stars and who's going to be viable champions. Like, and with a weak Gaijin, other than Zack Sabre and Finlay, it's going to be really, really tough. Not saying the rest can't do it, but they haven't been put in a position to be credible threats for anything substantial.
Well, this is definitely a shock. Drillo Baloney defeated Ren Narita in 9 minutes 52 seconds. Drillo Maloney is at 4 wins, 1 loss, 8 points. Ren Narita's at 4 wins, 2 losses, 8 points. Um, so I don't know what they're doing with Maloney. I mean he's a part of Bullet Club, War Dogs. I would think that the prominent position goes to David Finlay, but I mean, getting 4 Ws in one of the hardest tournaments to get a W in, it makes me wonder what they want to do with him. You know what I mean?
True. It does make you wonder what they want to do, but I think maybe they're just. I think they could be doing that just to get the tiebreaker out the way. To be quite honest.
I would
because
say,
some of these people are going to end up tied 8 to 10 points, and you need that clear distinction.
true, but I feel like obviously a win on Renderita when Renderita's kind of on a run, it stops the momentum, and he needs to lose matches at some point. And Maloney's there, but I mean, Maloney has won 4 matches, so it's not like he was at 2 or 3 or kind of struggling. He has more W's than he does L's, so he's
right.
He's being presented in a strong light.
Yeah, that is true.
Now we have Sota Uno losing to Shingo Takagi in 22 minutes 45 seconds. Sota's at 2 wins, 4 losses, 6 points. Shingo's at 3 wins, 3 losses, 6 points. Pretty expected of Takagi taking on the Ishii role now.
Yeah, pretty much. I think him taking on that role and being the tough out, but I just think people don't think he's popping. It's kind of weird that he wouldn't be popping, but.
Well, I mean, Ishii was never necessarily popping, but if you wasn't prepared to go in that match, you were going to lose. You know what I mean? Ishii, as long as he was in the G1, if he wasn't prepared, he could really majorly fuck up your G1.
Oh yes, he could.
Yeah.
He would fuck your shit up. That is true. He would fuck your shit up.
In more ways than one. So, yeah, that's the position that Shingo's in, and I think that he's doing well in it. Right.
I mean, but that, considering he was a former champion, that's kind of like,
Yeah. You could, I don't want to say you could put an asterisk on that, but, they don't really treat him as like he was a former world champion. I mean, they're not even treating Tanahashi like he was a former champion, if I'm being honest.
But Tanahashi's on his way out.
True. But no conversation for no time. Zack Sabre Jr. Defeated Colt Kutska, takes Shida in 22 minutes 37 seconds. Zack is at 3 wins, 2 losses, 6 points. Takatsuka is at 3 wins, 2 losses, 6 points. 50-50, living up to the name of 50-50.
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't he? You wouldn't have it any other way. Like, come on, bro. It's 50-50.
Yep.
Start calling him 50 Cent just because he just...
That will bring us to the next event coming up on August 5th. We have B Block action. We have Yoshihashi versus Kokatsuka Take Shida. Who wins Kaliko?
Come on, take Shita. Come on, take Shita. You know who I'm rooting for. Don't play me.
Yeah. Great-O-Khan versus Ren Narita.
Great-O-Khan versus Renarita. Great-O-Khan.
I agree with that. El Phantasmo versus Driller Baloney.
Drilla. Drilla.
I'm gonna go with Phantasmo. And,
Really?
Yeah. He's taken a couple of L's. Need to get a couple of W's. And then the last match that night, Shingo Takagi versus Zack Sabre Jr. Who wins?
Zack Sabre Jr.
I'm gonna go with Takagi. Zack lost his first two. He won his last two. So he needs to take an L on this one.
That is true. Or it could go in the other way. But then again, it would make sense for Takagi if they want to set up that title match.
And I mean, even if he does get a W on Zack, I mean, it doesn't mean that he's going to get a title match.
Bullshit. You don't think he gonna want that title shot, bro?
I mean, a couple of people have beaten the champion in the past few months, and they never went after the championship. So, I mean...
Got it. The wildest thing I've ever seen in my life, but okay.
Yeah, but, I mean, another singles match down the line between the two of them, I think would be great. I think it would be a main event, so yeah, Takagi would make the most sense. Alright, August 7th, we have Taichi versus Kellen Newman.
I'm gonna go with Taichi.
Agreed, Taichi. Bolton Oleg versus Evil.
Ooh. I think Evil is going to win. At this point, it seems like he might be a person that we need to. I can see this as a draw because they both are in the lead, and usually we're good for one. So it's either gonna be. I mean, has Suji fought Evil yet?
I don't believe he has.
So Suji and Evil and Suji and Oleg. So I'm thinking.
Wait a minute, no. Evil might have beaten Suji on night 1. I could be wrong on that.
Even with that, I'll go Evil, so he'll probably have the comfort, the driver's seat to possibly get out the block.
I agree. Oleg is, doing quite well, but I don't think that they're going to let him take a W on, Evil. Where are we? We have Sonata versus Tanahashi.
Tanahashi. There you go.
I mean, it's the safest bet, no?
Safest damn bet. Until proven otherwise.
Yuya Yoramura versus Rie Aiwa.
Reiwa?
This could really be 50-50 at this point.
Draw. I mean, Have they even had a draw yet? I don't think they had a draw
There
yet.
has not been a draw yet. But I can't see a draw happening before the main event either. So, flip a coin at this point. You went with you.
50.
I'll go with your Amora.
You're
50-50. All right.
50-50.
Last match of this night. Yoda Suji versus David Finlay.
Ooh, Suji.
Yeah. I mean the G1 that Finlay's been having. No. Alright, and that brings us to the last show that we'll be previewing, August 8th. We have El Phantasmo versus Yoshihashi.
El Phantasmo do us a solid.
Zack Sabre Jr. versus Rillo Maloney.
Ooh. Ooh, Drilla. Because I already said he's going to win one. So, yeah. He said he was going to beat one. Now he's due for the L.
And I'm going to go to reverse. I said that Takagi was going to take the W, so I'll say Zack takes the W in this one.
Watch he wins both or loses both, and we're all fucked. We're due.
Shingo Takagi versus Ren Narita.
Shingo versus Ren Narita?
Yeah.
Shingo.
Gonna go with Ren. Just because there's gonna be a lot of clusterfuckery going on, and it's going to get in the way of Shingo taking the W. So, Ren Narita for the W. And then we have the main event for that night. Sota Uno versus Kolkatsuka Takeshita. Who wins?
Looks like take a shitter.
You think he's going to take a W on Sota?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. This is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. He needs a W on at least one big name. Sure. Could it be Sota Uno? Sure. Let's go for it. Alright. That will conclude our coverage of New Japan Pro Wrestling's G1 Climax 35. Hopefully next week we'll have more preview and reviews for you. And yeah. And we are wrestling with WWE SummerSlam Night 1. It took place last night, and I think this is the first time we've ever reviewed a 2-night show without the second night being present. Usually we do these the week after, so everything's kind of said and done. Some technical difficulties on our side. We're recording, a day late. So
More like me getting lost on the way to LA trying to get the goddamn loop. Trying to get to the burlesque show that kind of threw everything off. Let's just keep it a buck. But plus we also want to get to people our thoughts in real time. Sometimes I wish, we kind of go after the thought, but now we're in the heat of the moment, baby. Let's get to it.
yeah, I mean the nerves are raw at this point. It took place in East Rutherford, New Jersey, at MetLife Stadium. Attendance for night 1 was 53,161. That seems like significantly less than we're normally WWE usually does in that arena. No.
Well, keep in mind the last time they did it in that arena, they had people there till 3 in the morning. I know because I was there. So,
Josie,
so a one-stop
PSP.
shop.
Um,
So trust me, I don't. I'd rather have, and I think WWE would rather have two people, 2 nights of 50,000 where people aren't worn the fuck out than one night of 80,000 and people are complaining about trying to catch a train after midnight.
right. Norm, capacity is 82,500. So I mean, well below what they could have done. Um,
Oh yeah, but they cut a third of that. They cut. You could just based on building the stage, they cut a third of that.
it wouldn't surprise me if they actually built a bigger stage just to kind of hide the fact that there was a lot of seats empty, and you kind of could see that.
Because I would think the stage building would be because that's months in advance. That's calling an audible like the week of.
Well, I mean, they was definitely not sold out. I mean, there was definitely a lot of
Yeah, they
tickets.
weren't sold out.
I mean, yeah, it's
Yeah,
not.
they weren't sold out.
I mean, yeah, it's
You're
not
right about that
WrestleMania,
part.
but they should have had more than what they had. And I can't imagine it's not because this card wasn't a draw. No?
Well, well, there's a lot of factors in it. I keep telling people because it's not, and this is just and not just for wrestling, but sports as a whole. Because a lot of people that travel for these, especially like these big fours, are international travelers, and international travelers are simply not coming to the states right now out of fear for getting snatched up in the middle of the street like at a Home Depot in LA. I'm dead serious. So,
Just
and
ask.
that's why I say that's gonna because I mean that's just part of the game. Florida's already feeling that. Vegas is feeling that. Wrestling's gonna feel it. Not to mention the World Cup and the Olympics are gonna feel it too. So it's just one of those things where it's like a lot of people are boycotting because of the fact that they don't like what the United States is, what time the U.S. or not the U.S. what time the current administration is on right now, and B, they don't want to come over here and mess around and get yoked up because they're tracking people's social media accounts, making sure they ain't talking shit about the president. Like that's a real thing. So it's a lot of combinating factors because we usually get a lot more international travelers for the bigger four.
And I mean, you could just ask Drew McIntyre about that. He was not let back into the country prior to SummerSlam. Almost didn't make SummerSlam. So,
Yeah, so that's a legit concern. Like, and that's gonna hurt not only WWE but AEW. So
that is true. They do get a lot of international people. I it, all of the technicalities and controversies aside, the show as a whole, how did you kind of feel about it?
I mean, some of it we saw coming, some of it I didn't see coming. But then again, that's my midlife crisis WWE viewer years showing me the ropes. But overall, night one was pretty good. I mean, the crowd seemed in tune with it. So that's the number one thing. If the crowd ain't in tune with it, it ain't going anywhere.
Right. Um, Honestly, everything kind of worked for me. I don't. I mean, though, we'll get to it when we get to it, but everything just kind of seemed like it worked. Um, Everybody was doing what they were supposed to do. It's like you said, the crowd seemed into it. I really don't have any major complaints about this show. If I could make just like one, nitpicky, critiquey thing, you know, there, well, actually there was at the end, but we'll get there.
Well, for me, Cardi B. Don't bring Cardi B in. Cardi B just out there. Who let the king of the head? Who let Randy Orton? Sound like somebody drunk on tea. Who let Randy Orton?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Literally the worst intro to a SummerSlam ever.
She might as well had it just said, who like Hulk Hogan? who like Yokozuna? Who like the Road Warriors? Who like Mr. Perfect? I mean, I'm just going. It's just the voice. The voice, that's all.
Yeah. But we're lucky she just decided not to talk about her vagina.
I mean, the theme song for SummerSlam is literally her taking her coochie outside. So that kind of, there's that kind of went over your head, sir. Because you know what's crazy? They play that song and then I hear it on the radio and it's like this pussy going outside and I'm like, that is SummerSlam's theme song.
Oh my god, don't you remember Up in 2021?
Talking about Cardi B trying to have a threesome with LeBron and Savannah James. I'm just like, bro, this is the theme song. Like, where the fuck is Flow Rider when I need?
We'll take the weekend at this point.
I mean, Flow Rider didn't have a good album, but that motherfucker had a string of WWE hits.
He did. That is true. But I dare you to find a Cardi B song where she doesn't talk about her vagina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it like that one, and the Bruno Mars one. I mean, no, because the Bruno Mars one was a coochie song. Yes, you're right.
Let's get into this matches. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso defeated Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed in 21 minutes and 10 seconds. Literally the best way that they could have opened this show after that stank of Cardi B. Jey Uso looked great in the shorts. Roman looked strong. It was interesting that they both wore black and white. Roman had that insane jump that literally cleared the ropes and cleared Bronson and Braun as well. I think I don't want to say he got injured, but he definitely got hurt on that dive. But it definitely showed a different side of Roman Reigns that we haven't seen yet. Which honestly just told a great story. Roman Reigns matches are kind of always on another level at this point. So yeah, this definitely hit all of the cylinders, so to speak. What say you, Kaliko?
I mean, the best part to me was the entrance, because when he walked down the entrance, and I don't think people noticed this, the subtle nod, because you know how he usually goes to the corner, looks at the wise man. And at first, when he was missing the wise man, he would look to it and he would have some kind of solace. And then he looked at it at the corner, went up the steps and just brushed that bitch off. I was like, now that's storytelling. If you just know, it's just that little intricacy. I'm like, he stuck to it. I was like, is he going to stick to it? He stuck to it. Funniest thing ever is they punch him outside the ring, and Jey Uso decides to run it back, and Roman's like, run it back. Like, oh shit, we on that time. Yeah, we're on that time now. Okay. Like, we on that time. That's a bit.
It's funny because he was so, anal for so long. And, he, like everybody knows, he abused Jay for so long. And literally,
Yeah, he's usually so meticulous and serious.
Yeah, and now, he's a tribal chief without a tribe. It's kind of making him act, a little bit nicer now, that he's literally lost everybody that was important to him. Kaliko? So, yeah, I mean, it's just really good storytelling. And, I find it. You mentioned, Roman Reigns coming out. Bronson Reed last Monday, for whatever reason, stole Roman Reigns' shoes. Um, Lily came out with Roman Reigns' shoes around his neck, like it's some type of title. Like the Jordans or his Ula Fuller or something like that. But yeah. And Kaliko responds.
There we go. I was like, Roman was on Cookout. That was Unc at the Cookout. That was Roman cook. That was Cookout Roman.
Hell yeah. How many stars do you give this one?
I mean, that was a good opening. Roman, right when I was about to talk about that overshot, I was like, bro, you rusty, because, bro, you bounced out the gym on that one. He bounced out the goddamn gym. He literally overshot. It's like, oh. The pin, people about that. Bronson taking the pin, protecting Braun Breaker in that role. So, I mean, good banger match, 4 stars, told the story, and it just goes to show that they're not ready yet. And if you looked at what happened at the end of the night, now you know why that happened. So, but yeah, solid 4, like entertaining as an opening match.
I agree. 4-star match. I'm assuming Uncle Dave hasn't released the star rating yet.
Oh, you know him. I mean, it's the same night. Come on, bro. We on the same wheel. Fuck Uncle Dave right now.
Okay, we're flying without a safety net.
Fuck Uncle Dave. His ratings don't matter. Our ratings matter more than his.
Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss defeated Rachel Gonzalez and Roxanne Perez to capture the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships in 13 minutes, 30 seconds. Solid match. I think that these girls were in a bad position considering, the banger that they had to follow. But they held their own and they told a really nice little story as well. Alexa, hitting Charlotte. Charlotte could have, let that spoil the match. She didn't. She protected Alexa, and Alexa gets her first taste of gold in maybe like 3-4 years. Charlotte kind of getting back
and Charlotte in too.
Yeah, Charlotte kind of gets back on that horse from earlier this year, just not connecting with the fans. So yeah, it did what it needed to do, and the time allowed it. So this definitely worked, in my opinion. What say you?
Honestly, it was the story. But it's all, honestly, the biggest story of it is the story of Charlotte, to me. Because considering if you've seen her, and I've listened to the post-show interview, and her interview prior to SummerSlam, where she's really taken this this comeback like super personal and trying to connect with the fans, but the fans were also realizing, I think, the fans being the fans, thinking Charlotte's just being uberly mean or just uberly upper card,
Right.
Charlotte's always an upper card, and why is he, and honestly, her being with Alexa is showing her the most humanistic side of her.
Right.
Right.
She doesn't show that side as much as she.
Well, that's the other thing too, and this is why I said, if anyone has a chance to listen to that Busted Open interview, I implore you to do, because she literally admits it as such, where she admits, hey, I've never been in a position to evolve or to show a human emotion, because keep in mind, we keep saying Charlotte is what? The standard.
Right.
Standard or gatekeeper in the measuring stick. So if you're the measuring stick, every match that you're in is title shots. So her acknowledging that and realizing that, hey, that helped me in my career to be a top tier star, but it didn't help me in my career to develop my character is big. Because most people think that she's just doing it to keep herself on top of the food chain. When in actuality, she's just so good that every person that they're trying to come up, put in that upper tier light has to go through her.
Right.
So her admitting and her knowing that she's actually showing the human side, and her actually crying in this interview that she finally feels accepted by the fans, was a huge fucking deal to me. That's a big deal.
I saw a video on, well, I saw it on Reddit, but I think it was a TikTok that Alexa Bliss posted. And she's in front of the mirror, and like Charlotte has pom-poms, and Alexa's like, do the thing, and she's like, no, and she's like, do the thing, and she's like, no, and then she says, do the thing, and then Charlotte does like a little cheer for Alexa.
Yeah, the little cheer.
Yeah.
And that's the point. Like, Charlotte has never been in a position to show that part. Like, Bayley, that's why we like Bayley. Bayley has been in a position to show all of those ranges of to her character.
I mean, even
Charlotte hasn't.
Even Becky has shown that side of her as well. But also keep in mind that we kind of came up with Becky. She was the underdog that became the standard, and now she's kind of
became the egomaniac. There it is. See how that works? It evolved. Charlotte never got a chance to be, even if she was at the top tier, she never got that fall from grace to where people want to invest in her.
I always go back to this. It's the Okada pants version. When he lost the championship to Omega, couldn't buy a win, he started wearing pants and walking around with a balloon. So, it. I don't want to say it humanized him, but when you come off such, when he came off such a historic run, it's like, what do you do now in order to maintain relevancy? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And Charlotte never got that chance because she's always been at the top of it. But back to this match, that to me was the bigger story, is that the crowd finally accepting Charlotte in that role. it kind of started at Evolution.
Yes.
It kind of started when her and Alexa started popping, but it really took a hold at Evolution, and that's good for Charlotte. Yeah. So the right team won in becoming champions, and the Judgment Day starts the beginning of the descent of the downfall. So that's going to be fun to see how that works. But the right team won.
And low-key,
because now it invests them in this friendship. So.
And low-key, I'm really happy Alexa Bliss has gold around her waist once again as well. You know, she's definitely somebody that deserves it as well, just as much as Charlotte. So definitely.
Oh yeah.
You know, just a genuinely like good moment. All right. How many stars do you give this one?
Story-wise, I mean, it was a 4 with the storytelling. They had to follow, but it wasn't like people were not. There were moments where it seemed like they were uninvested, and sometimes it seems like the moves were. But the overarching story was there between Charlotte and Alexa. The can I trust you? Can I not trust you? You're not my friend. Are you my friend? So yeah, the main plot was there. 4.
I agree. I was on the fence of going 3.5, but yeah, it was a 4-star match for sure. Hit the fields. Alright, and this is where it takes a dip. Sami Zayn defeated Karrion Kross in 8 minutes 10 seconds. Since Sami won, Kross has to admit that he was wrong about Zayn. What a waste of a fucking 10 minutes I've ever seen. Like, what is literally the point of Karrion Kross's character at this point if he's not going to... You know, he lost to Sami Zayn once. Why wouldn't you have him...
Lose again.
A villain isn't a villain unless he gets a win or a comeuppance at some point. When was the last time Karrion Kross actually won a match? He's just a jobber with a mount at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like this has to be a supreme test of like, are you going to take this when you're not getting over in the feud? Because even if you got the win, the feud would have continued, right?
I mean, I would imagine, but I mean, I can't imagine that it's going to continue now. He lost twice.
That is true. I mean, maybe not. But we'll see. I mean, honestly, I thought Karrion, this was a must-win.
And he lost.
And he lost. So, I mean, God knows what that means for him and his character going down the pipe. But it just showed that Sami was the guy he always said he was.
You know, when he lost that Night of Champions, I was like upset, but at least, you know, the next night on Raw, you know, he got some heat back on Sami. I don't know what he could honestly do on Raw that would make him get his heat back, and me genuinely believe that, you know, he's going to be a threat going forward. You know what I mean?
Well, it's just a matter of whether they think maybe this is the barometer of if he loses the feud, would they still be invested in him?
What do you mean?
Usually when you give these, kind of like they're giving him the heat or they're giving him the time. People are on him. By him constantly losing, will the people still be invested in him even though he's in a rut? Kind of like no matter win, lose, or draw, Bailey is going to get invested in because people are genuinely connected with him. People have not been really genuinely connected with Carrion until as of late.
True.
So the only saving grace in that, and this is me shooting it at the moon at this point, is that they're trying to see can he sustain the investment that he has. Unless they're just doing them like Zack Ryder, which would be fucked up.
That was the route I was thinking that they're going. Like if there was ever like a Vince McMahonism to Triple H, like it's showing right now with how he's treating Karrion Kross. That that being said, how many stars you give this one?
Oh my god, 2.5. Because the wrong person won. I like the story. It's just now, where do people go?
Right. I don't think that this match did anybody favor.
It didn't do anything a favor because Sammy gains nothing from winning other than saying, "I'm the honorable guy that I've always been."
Yeah, and Cross needed to win, and he didn't. So, I mean, yeah, they had an 8-minute filler match, and that's kind of basically it. Yeah, I agree with the 2.5. Alright, we have the WWE Women's Championship match. Tiffany Stratton defeated Jade Cargill in 7 minutes and 5 seconds. I actually called Tiffany winning last week on the show. Uh, it made the most sense, and for the time allowed it, they actually had a pretty decent match. Obviously Jade can't go at, that long. I mean, honestly, at this point, I don't think Tiffany could go, too much longer than Jade. So I think that they really hit the sweet spot of showing each girl in the best of light, and the right person won in the end. So everything, in my opinion, worked. What say you, Kaliko?
This was just a good match of athletic prowess. Obviously, it was a good clash of styles. I, I think this is the best Jade has looked in WWE. To be quite honest, seriously, and because it was such a clash of styles, it was kind of like a fast, speedy gymnast athlete versus a strong, dominant person. I must say also, this probably is Tiffany's best match. I think this is Tiffany's best match in her title run.
I would agree with that.
To me. This was the best match that she's ever had in her title run. And I think this just shows why they put the belt on her in the first place. And it also shows that just because you win King of the Ring doesn't mean you're guaranteed the title. I know it happened for Nia, but Nia was on a mission. And I don't think Jade. I think Jade and Bianca still got some business, and Jade and Naomi still got some business. So, me personally.
And that's what I think hurt Jade the most. What made this match relevant and interesting was the looming threat of Naomi cashing in on Jade or Tiffany. They kind of swerved us and had her win the championship on Raw, and now she's a part of that brand. Kind of having that singles run that she's kind of always deserved. But it kind of killed any momentum this match had because the rivalry was Jade and Naomi, and then you removed Naomi from the situation completely. Well, what what does Jade really have to gain to winning the championship? And I don't know if you feel this way or this is just how I kind of feel, but I feel like Jade kind of has one foot in and one foot out of WWE. So, you can't really have term storytelling with somebody that you're not sure is generally wants to be there, and might ultimately leave as well. Obviously they're keeping her happy with matches like this, but Tiffany's going to be there in 6 months. They've been building Tiffany as the big baby face that's running the women's division. Has the title run been somewhat lackluster? Yeah. But, if she keeps having matches like this with, people like Jade, it definitely makes her, you know, it adds value to this title run. She had the match with Charlotte, things kind of dipped. The match with Trish wasn't the best. Kind of came back and did something good with Jade. No?
Yeah, but I just looked at it like they wouldn't. I don't think she's one foot in and one out the door because they wouldn't have gave her the Queen of the Ring if that was the case. Asuka would have been, Asuka and Tiffany would have been a crazier thing, right?
I mean, that would have been a great match.
Crazier match.
Would Tiffany be ready for Asuka?
Yeah, that's the thing. I would have thought Asuka would have won. But I just think that she's still got. I mean, Jade's still a little green, so she's still got a little time to go. It sets up for a. Honestly, this match was so. Honestly,
she's Jade.
Jade Green. There you go. But anyways, but to me, this sets up. This match was so good that it's going to warrant a rematch from. It's going to warrant a rematch just based on how awesome it was, right?
Could it?
So, yeah, I think so. I think they would run that back.
But something would have to drastically change. And my personal opinion is either you turn Tiffy or you turn Jade heel. And it would make more sense.
No, you don't necessarily have to turn them heel to do it because honestly, this match was a match of This match to me was a match of competition.
If like next
this match to me, it screamed. It was just more like. It didn't even need a story. It was just like, who's the better person that day? And right now, Tiffy got her, but barely. When I say barely.
But, I mean, that's only so interesting for so long. You can't build a match for purely competition over a month span. But,
yeah, you can. Benoit, Booker T. That's the 7.
Oh my god! Are you comparing Booker T and Chris Benoit to Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill?
No, what I'm saying is I'm not comparing them to that rivalry. But what I'm saying is you can set a rivalry out of that because to me, Jade literally can ask for the rematch, and I think Tiffy is going to be a person that would give it to her.
If Jade comes out and says, that was a good match, shake her hands, and then decks Tiffy and say, I want my rematch, I'd be more interested in that, if I'm being honest. But, Bianca is coming back sooner rather than later. If you throw her into the mix as well, it makes things more complicated, I'd say. So, maybe you have Tiffany versus Bianca, and then maybe Jade crosses Bianca the match. There's definitely a lot of moving parts that could maybe really work if they do it right.
Yeah, I think so. I don't. That's why I said there's a lot of moving parts in this. I don't. To me, it's not a. I think personally, it's gonna go in the range of a competition. This match was so good that it warrants a run back.
All right.
Personally, me personally,
How many stars you give it?
this was based on considering what we saw the previous match. This was damn near 4.5 to me.
And it's only 7 minutes.
What, the Tiffy match?
Yeah, it was only a 7. It was the runtime is 7 minutes and 5 seconds.
Man, it felt longer.
It did, but it wasn't.
It felt long as fuck. They got a lot in 7 minutes.
That they did. I feel like it could have been like maybe 10 minutes at least.
I mean, I thought that was a good 15. I swear to God, I thought that was a 15-minute match.
I mean, Wikipedia might be lying to me, but I feel like
It has to be, because that felt like a 15-minute match. Dead ass, that felt like a 15. Now, oh my God! Now you got me looking it up now. Jesus Christ! I mean, that had to have been a 15-minute match. Because
I'm thinking no.
damn, 7 minutes! Holy shit! They got a lot in at 7 minutes.
They did.
God damn! It actually, holy shit! To say that was Jade and Tiffany's best match, and it was 7 minutes. Holy fuck!
I feel like you're
Whoever
even
produced
more
that
impressed.
Whoever produced that match needs the award, nigga. Producer of the year. God damn.
And they cut out the anaconda voice at the end.
I swear I thought that was 15 minutes. It felt like 15 minutes.
So does that add to your star rating, or does that deduce from your star rating?
I mean, that's probably the best 5-star 7-minute match.
So you're going
Like
with
Jesus Cristo.
So you're going with 5 stars?
Oh no, but 4.5. a cool 4.5, but hot damn, bro, I thought that was damn. Boy, shit.
I'm feeling pretty generous myself. 4.5.
I was like, wait a minute, 7 minutes and 3 seconds. God.
Considering all the shit that they did, yeah, 7 minutes, fantastic match.
Yeah, for 7 minutes, that's a fucking banger.
Yeah.
As Sheamus would say.
Speaking of Sheamus, his banger bro, Drew McIntyre, teams with Logan Paul to defeat Randy Orton and Jelly Roll in 17 minutes and 10 seconds. Um, this was an interesting match. I feel like most of my thought process and my eyes were on Jelly Roll, just kind of analyzing the hell out of what he was doing. Considering it's his first match, he's a celebrity, yada yada. Um, did he look green as grass? 100%. Being a 300-pound guy, I kind of feel like they could have told that story a little bit better. That, things don't necessarily affect him as much because, he's a super heavyweight. They kind of told it to a less extent, but it still was there. Um, but, considering it's his first match, he's in there with two mega stars and Logan Paul, and he's doing the bumps that he did. That crazy. Logan Paul did a coast to coast from the ring to the outside on him. Not being a celebrity, he could have said that don't work for me, brother, and he took it like a champ. So he definitely got some brownie points with me. Um, could they have achieved the same thing in less amount of time? I think so. I mean, if you would have taken maybe 3, maybe 4 minutes off of this match, I think it would have been a little bit more enjoyable. But I think that they did what they were supposed to do. And I give Jelly Roll, all the credit in the world, being the celebrity guest and taking the pin from Logan Paul, which we haven't necessarily seen done, with a celebrity guest coming in. Um, Looking at you, Bad Bunny.
Wait a minute. No. How dare... No. We ain't going there.
I joke,
Bad Bunny... Boy, they wouldn't have made it off the island had Bad Bunny lost that match.
I'm joking.
Just saying. They would, he did the right goddamn thing. They did the right goddamn thing.
Was Jelly Roll the athleticism and gave the match quality of a Bad Bunny? Absolutely not. Was he the worst celebrity guest match ever? Absolutely not. What say you, Kaliko?
I will say this. I give Jelly Roll a lot of credit because this motherfucker was just... He was taking ass whoopings like Dominic's first year in WWE. You remember Dominic's first year, and he was just getting his ass worked.
Oh yeah.
That's essentially what happened with Jelly Roll, and I give him the utmost props because he's probably the first celebrity I've seen take those type of hits, right?
Right.
Like, to take a fucking frog splash off the top rope through a table, I gotta give him props. So even with the minimal offensive moveset that was displayed by him, it made sense because you could tell it's his first match. The way that match went is the way it usually supposed to go if it was a celebrity wrestling in their first match.
Right. With the very distinct difference being that he took the L rather than the W.
Yeah, with the distinction that he took well, actually that even makes sense because the weakest of the two take the pin. He's the weakest of the two. He's clearly the weakest in the ring. He was the weakest of the four, so of course it makes sense for him to take the pin. So him taking the pin, that tells me he's either going to this is a long-term thing.
Right.
So that's good. So that tells me he's in it for the long haul.
He's telling a story with
and-
these guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Not a
I would
one-off.
not be surprised if he shows up on Raw. The Raw after and they get into it. I wouldn't be surprised if they were in the Hell in a Cell.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was gonna say that.
Jelly Roll and fucking Logan Paul, Hell in a Cell main event.
Roll in the soul.
Who would roll in the soul? The soul of a sinner in this Hell in a Cell. Sells itself.
Yeah, considering that Randy Orton teaming with Jelly Roll was not on my bingo card, I mean, you could literally just throw the fucking bingo card out the window at this point and just, like...
Oh yeah, 2025, just throw the whole goddamn bingo card out the window.
Yeah, Jelly Roll teams with Randy Orton. Jelly Roll's gonna wrestle Logan Paul in the Hell in a Cell. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Jelly Roll takes a fucking frog splash through the not on no one's bingo card.
Yeah.
I thought his ass was hurt. You know what was funny? Because here's the funny thing. I was texting with a group of people after that spot, and I was like, Jelly Roll, 4 letters, 1 word, dead. And for him to come back and, make some offense, get his shit in, and when that Claymore hit, we knew it was done.
Yeah.
The Claymore cracked. Claymore cracked it. It was it.
How many stars do you give this one?
This is an interesting match. I low-key want to give Jelly Roll... Well, Jelly Roll gets a 5 for effort.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the match... The match itself wasn't the bee's knees, but the person in it performed well. So that's the weirdest part, right? Like, the person in it did exactly what was supposed to be done and took shit we didn't think he would take. So that kind of bumps it up. I'm leaning light 3.5, strong 3.5 to light 4. That's the range I'm in.
Well, maybe my star rating will influence you a bit. I'm gonna give it a 4. This was a 3.5 star match. It understood the assignment. Get Jelly Roll in there. Show him off. Give Randy. Let the people see Randy Orton. Then you have, the unexpected moments of, him taking the frog the coast to coast outside the ring. Jelly Roll taking big bumps that he doesn't necessarily need to take. And the thing that bumped it up to 4 for me was Jelly Roll lost, which was the unexpected. I did not see that coming. Celebrities usually take the W. So for Jelly Roll to take the L, it's an unexpected moment that you say, oh shit, that happened. Rather than, Jelly Roll won. We all knew that was going to happen. I mean, you and me, last week, it was who's going to win the match? Jelly Roll. Okay, move on. So, to say that this match was actually the start of a rivalry that we'll see Jelly Roll back in the ring again. It's unexpected and it's actually good shit. So that bumped it up to the 4 for me.
Okay, you convinced me. Or I will say this though, with the way Jelly Roll moves, that kind of actually makes you appreciate the big motherfuckers that could move, like a Vader and like and Bam Bam Bigelow's, because them motherfuckers were walking Jelly Roll's rate and then some, and still was doing like fucking moonsaults and fucking Vader bombs and shit, and was moving like a motherfucker.
If this rivalry with Logan Paul and Jelly Roll doesn't end with Jelly Roll giving Logan Paul the same splash to Logan that Logan gave to him, I will call this a fail.
So you telling me you want Jelly Roll big ass to do a coast to coast frog splash on Logan Paul through a table?
Yes, correct.
Oh God, my name is Jelly Roll and this is Jackass. That's basically what you might as well just like. I mean, you might as well just say that.
Well, that brings us to the last match, the main event. This match that everybody wanted to see, and that is the World Heavyweight Championship match. CM Punk defeated Gunther in 30 minutes and 20 seconds. My God, what a match. Gunther, if there was ever a match of an execution, it was Gunther just destroying CM Punk. Like, he literally slaughtered CM Punk, like, but, I do feel like it just kind of went slightly longer than it necessarily had to, with all the punishment CM Punk got in the match, and it was significant. For the amount of time that he was in there, to come back and, get the W on Gunther. I mean, it's good storytelling, and it makes sense for, what happens after, after this. But it could have gone a little bit, shorter to kind of sell the believability that he could actually come back from the beating that Gunther gave him. I mean, it's a small critique, but it was still a good match.
Honestly, I think it was more Gunther's cockiness getting the best of him.
Right.
Because that was the first time I've seen Gunther hit his move, the power bomb, and don't go for the pin.
Right.
And when that happened, I was like, oh, he's lose. Well, one, I knew Punk was winning when Jelly Roll took that fucking frog splash through the table. But but also when that happens, because that is so out of character for Gunther. And it was just like it was almost like he was parading around. And I usually never see a Gunther parade around.
Right.
Until after the match is done. It also was good in telling a story that Gunther never really saw blood in a match before in WWE.
I don't remember.
The belief.
Yeah, Gunther getting color.
In WWE?
Yeah, I don't remember him getting color.
Yeah, that's my saying. That's the first time I seen him like get busted open, unless it was a busted nose.
I mean, his chest would bleed every so often, but it.
Oh, I thought that was Punk. He was beating the shit out of Punk. I thought that was,
Right.
Punk was getting beat blue-black. Like,
Right. But but talking about Gunther, I mean, like you said, we've never seen him get color before.
yeah. So it made sense that it freaks him out that he's bleeding in the match.
Right.
it also made sense. I mean, it's funny. I when they brought that stat up, I was like, holy shit. And it was like, bro, he's only lost 4 matches up until this point in WWE. And I was like, damn, I could name them all.
Right. There was the one against
Dragunov, Braun Breaker.
He lost to Braun Breaker?
In NXT.
Okay, in NXT. Then
Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn. Cody Rhodes.
Jey Uso.
And Cody Rhodes.
And Cody Rhodes, so he lost 5.
Yeah.
So why the fuck they get 4?
I think maybe they didn't count Dragunov because it was in the NXT. But then again, Braun Breaker was in NXT too.
Yeah, that's what I would have thought. But either way, the fact that that I was like, holy shit, that's a crazy ass record. But it was just if Punk winning was justifiable, and Punk got the moment that he was longing for since he got back. That moment of becoming, and I had my Punk shirt on. I still got my Punk shirt on. I was rooting for him. I told you he was gonna win. Like, he didn't come back, but I saw this cash in coming. I told you, I was like, the only way he would win is if Seth cashes in, because
Right.
I think this is the second time. This is the second time he's won at SummerSlam and did not walk out as champion.
The first one being Del Rio.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of figured it was coming, right?
Oh yeah.
Uh,
And I think everybody was ready for it too, because like Punk was celebrating in the ring, and like you could kind of hear like a pin drop, and everybody was looking towards the entrance, so everybody was kind of ready for it too.
Yes, and for people who kept yelling like, and it's funny because I was texting in a wrestling group chat when I was, I get consensuses with this, and the guy and one of the people that I chat with, he works for WWE, so we're always like going back and forth. So my insider, he told us like that the concern for the injury was indeed legit. Like going to see Dr. Andrews and getting the scope and trying to make sure, all that was true. And I just told him, well, that can be true. And it is also true that due to the unfortunate injury to Liv, it kind of gave away Seth not being totally injured.
In what way?
Because usually with these injuries, like when Liv hurt her shoulder, they were like, oh no, she's done. 8 months, gone. Right?
Yes.
Seth got hurt. They kept yelling he's gone till next year, but we've seen where he's been hurt and he's been legit gone the next year. They will announce that shit.
True.
So the unfortunate injury of Liv and how they responded, then 3 weeks later, Seth getting injured and how they responded to the person who knows this stuff or who is into it, you could kind of make the argument, okay, yeah, he might have been legit. The injury might have been legit. He took a couple weeks off, came back, got the belt. But no one was believing he was gone till next year.
I mean, it kind of tells you, another giveaway was that Paul Heyman kept saying, you know,
next year.
he's going to be out for a long time. He's going to be out for a long time. And, you know, obviously Paul Heyman, you know, one of the biggest liars in pro wrestling. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it did kind of make sense for, you know, I mean, it could have actually been, and they were just kind of waiting things out. But, I mean, obviously, you know, he wouldn't have won the world championship if he wasn't, you know, ready to actually wrestle again. So obviously there was just
Mm-hmm.
like a blimp or a boop or, you know, something weird happened during that match with LA Knight. Um, and yeah, he's okay and he's ready to continue.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that it was the right call, and the way that they did it was fantastic as well. He's coming out on the crutches, you know, antagonizing CM Punk. He's walking back. He throws the crutches away. He takes the cast off. It's so dramatic, but it's WWE at the same time. So yeah, it worked masterfully.
Oh no! What made it sell was when Punk's face when he raised the belt and Seth's music hit the moment he raised the belt. I was like, oh shit! The moment that I was like, oh fuck, here we go, it's over. I see your Punk fans here going, fuck, it's over. Because his face, he knew, he fucking knew.
How many stars do you give this one?
I mean, between him and Charlotte getting cashed in on, Jesus. Wait a minute, I think him. Who else has been cashed in on? It's crazy because it's crazy because he's won the Money in the Bank twice, and yet he has been cashed in on twice.
So, yeah,
Fucking nuts.
I feel like this
Fucking
is just
crazy.
Drew McIntyre's revenge that you know you cost me the money in the bank last year. Now it's only right that you got cashed in on.
I know. Where's Drew McIntyre's Twitter? Because he's probably like, karma, bitch.
Yes.
I mean, no one's cutting backflips and high fiving cats more than Drew McIntyre right now.
Oh yeah.
He had a good night. good, good fucking, good fucking.
He's back in
CM Punk
America.
was champion. Oh, now that's nuts. CM Punk was champion for 5 minutes. You know who else was champion for 5 minutes?
Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, karma. It's a bitch.
Oh, it's a bitch, bro. It's yeah, yep. Drew McIntyre. I'm already on his Twitter. Karma. He's like, I'm gonna have to say something. Karma is a hell of a thing. You deserve it. Congratulations, Seth. You deserve it. And karma is indeed a bitch. So the triangle is going to continue between those three. It's going to be interesting.
It is. I mean, I don't know where Drew McIntyre goes from here, but you know,
I mean,
there's
he's
definitely
going to stay in the upper title picture, but I think he could legit. I mean, honestly, at this point, there's so many people that are going to. You can easily, I mean, Drew Punk, Gunther, Seth, like that's 5. Those 5 are going to be or those four, Drew, Seth, Punk, Gunther. Yep, those four are going to be in it. I think that's the rotating, and not even including Roman. That's five. So you got
No,
Jay,
Jay.
6.
Roman is only going for the WWE Championship. He's not going to be holding no heavyweight championship.
But he's a Raw guy. So my point is that, but here's the thing, he's got to go. Even though he won tonight, the war is not over with him and Paul,
right,
and Seth. So that's my point. Like, there's so many directions that Seth can go through, and that's why I say what we were talking earlier. That's why I think Punk Rollins is going to be main eventing 42, because I don't see Punk. I see Punk trying to get a rematch. I also can see Roman getting a title shot. I see Drew getting a title shot. I see Gunther getting a title shot. I see Jay getting a title shot. So I see so many people that are viable contenders and have legit reasons to go after Seth before they can run it back to Punk.
And I was kind of under the impression that we were going to see Punk versus Rollins in Hell in a Cell in October.
Well, we just said it's Jelly Roll and
yes.
Logan Paul.
But that was before that we decided on that. But, the blow, despite how long things have already gone between Punk and Rollins, now that, both guys are, actually healthy and able to compete, I don't know how you extend this until April. You know what I mean?
Well, you can extend it within Punk, because you still got the story of Punk and Roman being scarred by Heyman. They never solved that yet.
Correct.
You still got Jay trying to get back on that horse, and it's gonna have to come at the expense of Roman. You got Drew, who, even though he's like high-fiving cats right now, he's still gonna want to have a shot at the title.
Right.
I see. Who else? I see.
And obviously, Breakker and Bronson are going to be, the gatekeepers to get to Seth Rollins as well.
That is true as well. I mean, there's a lot of ways we can go through it. It's gonna get there. Seth has a lot of winding roads, because at this point he's the king of the castle, but that doesn't mean everyone likes the fact that he's the king of the castle.
Right. All right. Well, there's definitely, hopefully, interesting WWE TV to go around the next couple of months. Can't wait to see Jelly Roll versus Logan Paul in a Hell in a Cell. That should be.
Oh
fun.
yeah, it's happening.
Yeah. But for now, I think we should conclude our coverage of SummerSlam. But actually, wait, we didn't give this a star rating. CM Punk versus Gunther, how many stars?
A good 4.5. I want to say 4. 4.5. It's my guy. Fuck it. It's 4.5. I said he was gonna win. He won. Even though the way Gunther went about it was kind of out of pocket, but considering it's Punk and he kind of wanted to gloat over it, it makes sense.
Right. I'm gonna stick with a solid 4. Alright, that will conclude our coverage of WWE SummerSlam Night 1 in this
Yeah,
nice,
look at us. Live in the flesh right now.
yeah, literally the day after it debuted.
We're doing it live. We're doing it.
That will conclude this coverage as a whole. Join us next Saturday as we do a review of Night 2 of SummerSlam, and whatever happens in the G1 coming up as well. Thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, but on YouTube and Castbox. This was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Play Along Coffee. Join us this Tuesday as we interview Lou O'Farrell, and this Wednesday as we interview Morgan McClay. And join us every Tuesday and Wednesday for new incredible interviews. And follow the show at Wrestling with E, both on X, Twitter, and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesJ993, or can we find Kaliko?
See, I am Kaliko, and this time, 3 weeks from now, I'll actually have Chronicles from Lucha Babu. But until
we haven't gotten Chronicles from WrestleMania yet, man.
oh man, you're right. I owe you WrestleMania, Trick or Day, AEW, Money in the Bank. Oh man, yeah, we gotta get it. Time for us to get back. We got. You know what? Now since I got lost, I got 3 weeks to recover from that. I got 3 weeks to recover.
For Kaliko Johnson, Scooter Dust, I'm James Shea, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.
5 minutes and I jelly roll frog splash through a table. Fucking A, man. SummerSlam Night 1. Thumbs up. I mean, I think so.
Hey, folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show. Support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.